Hey y'all, my name is Adina Barnett Miller, but I'm known to my students as Mrs. B. I've been passionate about West Virginia history for as long as I can remember, but my mom would tell you it all started when I was 3 years old and she bought me a West Virginia counties puzzle at Gino's Pizza. I've taught history in Ripley, West Virginia for over 20 years now, and I'm an adjunct professor who teaches college West Virginia history to high school students. Please join me for West Virginia History with Mrs. B, a field trip across the mountain state to walk in the footsteps of those who came before us. Hey y'all, it's West Virginia History with Mrs. B. We are here at one of my favorite places in West Virginia, Kanawha Falls. We are traveling on US Route 60 today on Midland Trail, and we're learning a lot about the history of this region, and we are seeing things that are important to West Virginia's history and heritage. And so, why is Kanawha Falls important? Kanawha Falls is important because of the geographic impediment that it made for the first settlers. So Kanawha Falls, as you can see, is on the mighty Kanawha River. Just upstream from where we are now is where the New River and the Gully Rivers meet to make the Great Kanawha River. And so for those first people in the frontier, as well as future visitors to this region, these falls create a great impediment. So you can't, take a boat over falls. And at one point, there are going to be people that even try to blow these falls up with dynamite, but that doesn't work. And so boats can't get up the river, of course, from here. So it's going to be important to have the road, which Midland Trail, what was the James and Kanawha Turnpike, was super important to bring people into the Kanawha Valley. And then eventually the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad is also going to be built right along this path as well, and it will open in 1873, and it will connect Richmond to Huntington, West Virginia. And so this has always been an important path for people to get through the mountain state, even when it was just Virginia. And so the Kanawha Falls created a huge geographic conundrum for the people that were coming through here 200 years ago, 150 years ago, and even for today. There's only a 2-lane road that comes through here, and then of course coal trains come through as well. Hey y'all, it's West Virginia History with Mrs. B. We're coming to you from one of the most historic hotels in all of West Virginia. This is the Glen Ferris Inn, and it has been open continuously for almost 200 years. As you can see on the sign, they've been open since 1839. This inn was built as a stagecoach stop on the James and Kanawha Turnpike, which was started in 1820 by the Virginia State Legislature. And so people, because it took a long time to travel by horse and stagecoach through the wilderness of West Virginia, or Western Virginia at the time, they needed places to sleep for the night, and Glen Ferris Inn was one of those places. This inn is so important and so strategically located that 4 U.S. presidents have put their heads here, 2 of which when they were presidents of the United States. Andrew Jackson and John Tyler, Rutherford B. Hayes, and William McKinley also stayed here during the Civil War. And this location was so popular that Henry Clay stayed here. If you don't know Henry Clay was Secretary of State for John Quincy Adams, and he also was Speaker of the House. And so he was from Kentucky. He stayed here so frequently that they actually have a room in the Glen Ferris Inn named for Henry Clay. In the early 1900s, Union Carbide Corporation is going to purchase this property, and they turn it into a luxury retreat for their executives. However, Union Carbide will sell this property, and it will be purchased and turned back into a hotel and a restaurant. And if you look over here, they have a gorgeous restaurant right on Kanawha Falls. People say that the Hinton Dairy Queen is the best view in all of West Virginia for a meal. I'm going to argue with them every time and say the Glen Ferris Inn has them beat. There's just you know, nothing more spectacular than that gorgeous view of Kanawha Falls. Visitors can stop here, stay the night, have a meal, right along Route 60. The Route 60 is right here. The train runs on either side of where the train's right over here, the train's right over there on the other side of the river, and so it's, even though it's a small community, it is a bustling community. Thanks y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to West Virginia History with Mrs. B on both Facebook and YouTube.